So everybody, why don't you make your way back to onto your mat, onto your backs. And today you might try coming onto your back with your knees bent and your knees kind of supporting each other, kind of, let me move myself. You know, when you lay down, kind of your knees kind of knocking together, kind of supporting each other, and that will kind of bring your sacrum to the ground. You'll feel your lower back pressing into the earth, and if that feels comfortable, you know, you can maybe start that way today for a little something different. And so in honor of Earth Day, which was yesterday, our theme today is going to be grounding and lifting. So as we move through our practice today, I'll kind of remind you of that. You know, we want to feel the earth under our feet, under our sit bones, feeling supported. And then we want to lift, you know, that kind of is energizing, like lifting through our heart center, lifting through our crown. So, you know, kind of just keeping that in mind. So, you know, make yourself comfortable on your mat. You know, let go of your day, you know, what you've done so far today, and leave any cares or worries or concerns you have, you know, maybe in an imaginary basket outside your door. You know, allow yourself to be, you know, just in this moment, you know, turning inward, you know, and starting to turn to your attention to your breath. You know, so right now we're just going to observe the breath. We'll just, you know, watch the breath, you know, as we inhale. You know, maybe you notice it as you inhale near your nasal passages. You know, maybe you feel it in the back of your throat, in your chest, perhaps, maybe in your belly. So just be an observer. Just as you inhale, just watch the breath as it goes all the way in, you know, perhaps all the way to your belly, you know, maybe even down to your toes, to your fingertips. And then on the exhale, just follow your breath all the way out. So just, you know, just observing, you know, no need for you to do anything. You know, your body knows how to breathe without you even attending to it, but just observe. And maybe as you're, you know, inhaling and exhaling, see if you can notice the exact point where your inhale changes to an exhale. So just inhaling, following the breath all the way in, noticing where it changes to an exhale, that exact point, and then exhaling all the way out, just gently observing. And so, you know, as I said, as we're moving through our practice, we'll just, you know, pay attention to the earth and the support under us. So even as you're laying on your mat right now, just notice the back body, you know, just resting on the mat, you know, you're fully supported without you having to do anything. And just notice that connection between your body and the earth. So we'll begin as we usually begin, which I think just feels really good, and that's why I always have us do this, is just stretch out, you know, so float the arms up over your head and stretch them out, you know, out through your fingertips and all the way down the body to the toes. And just feel the body on the earth. You know, notice where the back body touches the earth, the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, back of your arms, your spine, your legs, and just stretch out, giving yourself a gentle stretch. And remembering the breath, you know, so that we're going to always inhale and exhale. We're not going to hold our breath. And now maybe bring your arms into an upside down V, so spread them out a little bit and lift them off the earth, and maybe just give them like a little shake, a little wiggle, you know, so you can feel your arms, notice your arms, and then replace them on the earth. And then lift your left leg up and just kind of wiggle that, kind of, you know, turn your ankle around a little bit, your foot around, rotate it, and then replace that onto the earth. And then lift your right leg up a little bit, rotate your ankle around, you know, kind of shake the leg out a little bit and replace that back to the earth. And then we'll float our arms down by our sides, and we'll bend our legs, placing the soles of our feet on the edges of our mat. And we're just going to gently bring the left knee towards the midline. So you're just kind of dropping the knee towards the midline, inhaling it up, and drop the right knee to the midline. So we're just kind of gently opening up the hips. So just use your breath. As you drop the knee, you inhale it back up. Exhale, and then inhale it up. And just follow your breath and let your knees just gently move up and down. Notice the ground under the soles of your feet. And then the next time you bring your knee up, come to stillness. And then we're going to bring our feet and our arms into the air, and we're going to kind of do like an air bicycle. So we're just kind of warming up a little bit. So just pedal, maybe pedal up a hill. Just move your arms and your legs. Engage your core, you know, notice that. And feel your back body pressed into the ground. Pedal, pedal. You can go fast or slow, depending upon your mood. And just keep using your breath. Especially if you're going up a big hill. And then bring your feet down to the mat and just take a breath. Maybe a big inhale in and a big inhale out. And on your inhales, it's nice to kind of allow yourself to settle in a little more. So we inhale, bring in nice fresh oxygen. And then when we exhale, we allow ourselves to just kind of sink, you know, on each exhale. And now we'll bring our knees into the air, our feet into the air, place our hands on our kneecaps, and we'll just make some circles, just kind of massaging our back a little bit. Just make a few circles one way, and then reverse your direction. Make a few circles the other way. And so place your feet back down on the mat. So, you know, I challenge you, you know, to just give this next thing a try. Do it as many times as your back permits, as long as you feel comfortable. But we want to kind of strengthen our core a little bit. So it's the one where we kind of bring our knees and our head up, we kind of crunch into a little ball, and then we stretch the arms out wide and the legs out wide. So do that, you know, like I'm going to say 5 times, but if your body isn't allowing you to do this today, then just do the air bicycles, because that's still, then kind of when you're doing the air bicycles, kind of engage your core, kind of bring your belly button in and up. So right now, we're also engaging our core. So, you know, bring strength to our back and our neck and our abdomen. And just do, I don't know, I've lost count here, but do a few if you're able. And then once you bring your feet down to the mat, you can float your arms up over your head again and just rest the knuckles down on the earth. That will kind of release your lower back a little bit. And then we're going to straighten out our legs, and we'll float our arms down into an upside down V. And the palms are facing the sky, and the toes, the legs are spread a little bit with the toes pointing towards the edges of the mat. And so we're just going to take a moment here in Shavasana and kind of check in with ourselves today. So, you know, starting at the crown of your head, you know, perhaps close your eyes and just gently scan down the body from head to toe and check in with, you know, each body part and just make note of how you feel, you know, like as you're your forehead wrinkled, and are you feeling stressed, or are you feeling tired, or are you feeling relaxed? You know, maybe today you woke up and you're feeling kind of relaxed, and you know, check in with your shoulders and your neck, and just move down the body, and without judgment, just note how it feels. You know, how are your shoulders feeling? How is your belly feeling? You know, a lot of times we carry a lot of emotion in the belly. So, you know, you're feeling calm and serene, or, you know, so I'll be quiet for a moment and let everybody just check in. It's good information to have. Okay, so we'll bend our legs and place our feet on the mat, and we can either turn to our side and roll up, or, you know, you can bring your feet in the air and rock up to boat. You know, if you come up to boat, see if you can balance, you know, feel grounded on the sit bones. You know, you can have your knees bent, or you can straighten them, you know, and your shoulders are relaxed, using the core muscles. And then just come to Sukhasana, or easy pose, you know, with your legs crossed. Okay, and you know, maybe rock back and forth on your sit bones and feel the ground, feel your connection to the earth. And then we're going to take our right arm and extend it with the palm up, and we're going to bring it up and over our head and place it on our left ear, and then we'll drop our right ear down to our shoulder. Take the left hand, walk it away a little bit from where you're sitting, and you'll feel a stretch down the left side of your neck. And just be gentle, you know, no need to tug or pull. Just feel that stretch. It's kind of like gravity kind of takes over for you, kind of allows the head to just rest towards the shoulder. And then release, just gently. And then take the left hand and place it on the right ear. Drop the left ear towards the shoulder, and then extend the right arm away from the body, and just feel the stretch on the right side of the neck. Again, just gently. And then release. And then we're just going to drop our chin to our chest. Feel the stretch in the back of our neck. And then we're going to inhale and gaze up the ceiling. And maybe close the mouth and feel the stretch along the front of the neck. Exhale and look down. And just notice the stretch in the back of the neck. And then inhale, close the mouth, and feel the stretch in the front. Return your head to neutral. And we'll inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll turn and look out over our right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Turn and look over your left shoulder. And then we're going to just kind of lubricate our shoulders a little bit. So we'll extend our left arm out, and we're just going to make some really big hula hoop circles. You know, we can go, you know, relatively slowly. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. So using our breath, we're going to reverse. Using our breath, you know, helps us. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale and exhale. That range of motion is really good for us. And then we'll take it to the other side. So we're going to inhale up and exhale down. You know, just big, big hula hoops. And really notice the shoulder joint. You know, you can really feel as it moves and allows you to bring your arm up and around. And then, you know, at some point, make sure you reverse your direction. Inhale up and exhale down. And do this slowly. You want to be mindful. And then you can come to stillness. You know, if it feels good, you know, maybe shrug your shoulders up, back, and around. And then reverse direction. And everything that I'm offering to you is just like a suggestion. So if any part of your body is particularly in need, you know, just do a little more, you know, just do kind of listen to your body. All right, we're going to come to our table now. So just make yourself gracefully to table. And so again, in table, you know, your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. You look back through your knees and you don't want to see your feet. So move your feet so that they're right behind your knees. And so we're going to come into a flowy cat. But before we start, we're going to spread our fingers wide and feel the earth. You know, feel grounded, feel connected. So the way we're going to do flowy cat is we're going to inhale as we drop our belly and gaze forward. And then we're going to exhale, bring our belly button towards our spine and really push away from the mat as you round your back. And then you're going to push back and sit back on your heels. Drop your elbows down and come forward, tracing, you know, kind of tracing the mat with your nose on the inhale. Gaze up for cow. Bring your belly button towards your spine, round your back, push away from the mat for cat, and then sit back on your heels. Drop your elbows. Trace the mat as you come forward with your nose. Inhaling, round the back, push away from your mat for cat. Push back, sitting on your heels. Drop your elbows. Come forward again on the inhale. And then bring yourself to a neutral table again. We're going to come into thread the needle now. So we're going to inhale our right arm up towards the sky. If you can gaze up at your thumb, you know, that would be nice. Bring your hand down again. Inhale your arm up towards the sky. And then this time we're going to sweep our arm down and under the left arm. We're going to bring our palm facing up as we bring our right cheek down to the mat. So we're getting a nice stretch in our shoulders here. You can bring the left hand, walk it above your head to get a little more of a stretch. And then to come out of it, walk your left hand back next to your face and push into your left hand and come out. So hopefully everybody could kind of get that. It's kind of a different pose. Okay, so we're going to inhale the left hand up towards the sky, look up at the thumb, bring it down. Inhale it up to the sky again, look up at the thumb, sweep it down. Underneath the right arm, bring the left cheek down to the mat. This is thread the needle. You can straighten the right arm up over your head for a little additional stretch if you want. And keep your breath going, keep breathing. Now walk your right hand back next to your face and push into that right hand to come out of thread the needle. Okay, we're going to come into plank. So you can either come into full plank or half plank. You get the same benefits. So half plank, you're just going to walk your knees back and bring, you know, from your knees up to the crown of your head will be straight, nice straight spine. And if you're in full plank, you know, just come up onto your toes. So engage your core, press into the back of all 10 knuckles, really press into the hands, feeling grounded, and press into the heels if you're up in full plank. If you're on your knees, just notice the connection to your knees and the ground. lift through your heart center. So just hold this for a little bit. Come down whenever you'd like. This is good for our core strength. You know, you can also squeeze your glutes to help you with this. Come down at any time. I'm going to come down to my knees now. So we're going to come into either child or frog. So child, we're going to bring our knees towards the edges of the mat and touch our big toes together, and then sit back on our heels, stretch our arms out in front of us and rest our forehead down. And if you're coming into frog, it's really quite similar, but we're just a little bit wider, so you'll get a little more intense stretch. So your knees are kind of almost off your mat and your big toes touch. And the same thing, you know, you'll just kind of walk your arms away from you and rest your forehead down. So they're just about the same thing, except in frog you get quite a bit of a more intense stretch on your inner thighs. So just rest here for a moment. Just feel your forehead on the mat. Feel your body breathing. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. And on each exhale, allow yourself to sink a little bit more, a little bit deeper. And to come out, you'll just lift your head and walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees together. And now we're going to come into down dog. So make yourself comfortable and table, or just feel comfortable. Spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Come up onto your toes, and then settle back towards your heels. Your heels don't have to touch the earth. And just press away from the earth. With, you know, your fingers are spread wide, so you're pressing back. You're pressing the backs of your thighs and the backs of your calves towards the back of your mat, or towards the back of your room. And now we'll just walk our feet up towards the front of our mat. And we're going to come into Tadasana. Just trying to adjust my screen, guys. Still can't see all of me. But okay, so Tadasana, this is a great opportunity to feel grounded. So our feet are parallel. We're going to rock from side to side. We're going to feel the big toe, the baby toe in each side of the heel. Okay, so we feel the ground, we feel the earth. We're pressing all 10 toes into the earth. We're lifting through our instep, which is called Padabandha. It's a bind. And then we're lifting through our kneecaps, through our thighs, engaging our core, you know, standing up nice and tall, crown extended to the sky. Bring the shoulders up, back, and down, and just allow the arms to dangle. Chin is parallel to the earth. And so just close your eyes for a moment and just feel, you know, strong, feel balanced, feel tall, you know. Just take a couple of rounds of breath here. And then flutter your eyes open. And we're going to come to a balance. So I'll give you, you know, a couple of choices. Balance is good to practice. So you could either just ground down through your right leg and bring your knee into the air. You know, you could just stay like that. Or if you'd like, you can, I'll turn sideways so you can see this. This is King Dancer. So I'm going to ground down into my right leg and grab the top of my left foot and then send my right arm forward in King Dancer. So just bringing your foot into the air like I first showed you is a great balance to practice. Keep breathing, find a drishti, which is a focal point. And then when you come down, just come down gracefully. And then if you're going to practice just standing with the knee in the air, you know, you ground down through the left leg this time. You can bring the arms out, you can bring the arms up, you know, whatever feels good to you. And then if you're going to do King Dancer, you're going to ground down into the left leg, grab the top of the right foot, and then just kind of pivot forward. And then release and come down. You know, always good to do a little balance, everybody. So the next thing we're going to do is Trikonasana, and that, which is triangle and reverse triangle. So a lot of you have done yoga with me for a while. We haven't really done reverse triangle. So I'm going to ask that everybody just kind of watch us first. So our feet are set up so that our right foot is going to be parallel to the mat. So if you want to get yourself set up, you can do that. So right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Front toes are pointing towards the short end of the mat, and our feet are, you know, spread kind of wide. Let me see if I can adjust this so you can see my feet more. Okay, so back foot parallel, front foot, toes are pointing towards the short end of the mat. Okay, so I'm going to inhale my arms up so that they're parallel to the earth, and then I'm going to reach forward with that left front hand, and then I'm going, as far as I can go, I'm going to rotate that front hand down and just see where it lands, you know, maybe near the ankle, near the calf, whatever. And then the top hand rotates up towards the sky, and then we turn and we look up at that at that top thumb. Okay, so we're pressing into the earth with our feet. So, you know, hopefully you kind of follow that and get into triangle. So, and the part that I wanted people to kind of watch is reverse triangle. So, and I'll talk you through it, but you might want to just watch because it's a little more intense. So my top hand, I'm going to rotate my top hand down, bring it down to my left calf, and then I'm going to rotate my left arm up towards the sky and try to, you know, kind of gaze up towards the sky. And then I'll sweep the hand down, come back up to standing, and we'll take it to the other side. So we're going to do this again. So if you didn't get it that first time, you know, we'll do it again. And if the reverse triangle is a little too intense for you, just stay in triangle. Okay. So now we're going to turn the right toes so they're facing the short end of the mat. The left foot is going to be parallel to the back of the mat. Okay. So we're kind of set up. The hips are square with the long end of the mat. Okay. So we'll inhale the arms up. We're going to reach with that right hand as far as we can go. And then let the hand come down to, you know, wherever, the calf or the ankle. And then the left hand, we're going to rotate up towards the sky and gaze up at the left thumb. So this is Trikonasana, or triangle pose. We're pressing into the mat with the soles of both feet, you know, really feeling the earth underneath. And then to do reverse triangle, we'll rotate that top hand down to the calf of the right foot, and then we'll rotate the right arm up towards the sky as we kind of gaze up in that direction. And then we'll release the hand down, lift the torso up, bring the feet parallel, and we'll just do triangle on each side again. We won't do reverse triangle. So we're going to take the left toes face them towards the short end of the mat. The back leg, the right foot parallel to the short end of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Reach with that left hand, reach, 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 reach. And then bring that left hand down to the ankle, to the calf. Rotate the top hand up towards the sky as we gaze up at our thumb. And then we'll lift the torso up on the inhale. Turn the feet parallel. Turn the right toes so they're facing the short end of the mat. Back foot is already parallel. Inhale the arms up. Reach, reach with the right arm. Reach, reach as far as you can with the right fingertips. Let the hand come down to the ankle or the calf. Rotate the top hand up towards the sky as you gaze up at your thumb. And if your neck doesn't permit, you can just look forward like this. But, if you're going to try to kind of gaze up towards the sky, you'll get a little more flexibility in your neck. You want to keep reaching and trying to do your best. And then you can rotate the torso up on the inhale. Bring the feet parallel. We'll heel toe our feet together. And then we're going to swan dive forward. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Really stretch through the fingertips. I know you can't see my fingertips, but I'm really stretching them up towards the sky. Turn the palms away from each other. And then we're going to exhale as we swan dive forward into Uttanasana or forward fold. We're going to press into the front of our calves, our shins, and come up for half forward fold. Exhale down. Bring your hands to either side of your feet. Come down to your knees. And we're going to come down onto our belly. I have to adjust my, okay, come down onto your belly. So we're going to come into a flowy cobra. And so we're going to bring our hands first to frame our face, but then we're going to slide them back under our shoulders, bring our elbows in close to our body, rest our forehead down on the mat, and we're going to press into our pubic bone, into the tops of our feet, and then we're going to inhale our head and shoulders up off the mat. And then we're going to exhale down, the forehead back to the mat. So again, inhale as you press pubic bone, top of feet into the mat, elbows are in close to the body, and then exhale down. So just flowy cobra, and then inhale up again. And we're squeezing our glutes also, and our shoulders are away from our ears, and exhale down. And just kind of relax. We'll turn ourselves gracefully as we can onto our backs. And then for our last asana or pose, we're going to do Happy Baby, which is kind of a fun one. So if you'd like, you can start with half Happy Baby. So you'll just bring your left foot into the air and kind of reach for the outer edge of your foot, of your left foot. So that's half baby, and you're bringing your knee towards your armpit, and then you can replace your foot on the mat and take it to the other side, to your right foot. So you're holding on to the edge of your right foot, and then your knee goes towards your armpit. And if that's enough for you, that's fine. Just lay back in Shavasana. But if you want to try Happy Baby fully, both feet come up. So your legs are spread wide and your knees are towards your armpits. And it actually is a nice release for the lower back. You can rock back and forth a little bit if you'd like. It actually feels very nice. And just kind of a little massage on the lower back. And then you can gracefully bring your feet back to the mat. and send your legs out long in Shavasana. So your legs are, a foot or two apart, toes are pointing towards the edges of the mat, arms are away from the body, palms are facing up. So, in Shavasana, just start to notice your breath again. Just turn inward. Just be an observer. Just follow the breath. Now on the inhale, follow it all the way in. And on the exhale, follow it all the way out. And now's a good time to kind of thank yourself for making this time, kind of nurturing yourself. And it's really only a half hour, but it starts your day off, in a nice, grounded, calm way. And hopefully you can take some of the things you learn into the rest of your day, especially using the breath. So just keep following the breath, and on each exhale, relax a little deeper. And as we, finish here, you can stay in Shavasana for a little bit and just make note of how you're feeling. The information that you get can help you because you can help yourself. If you know that you're feeling a little tight or a little tense or whatever, you know that you can use your breath. So I'm going to ring my bowl. I'm going to make it sing. And I'm going to, you can stay as you are if you like, or you can sit up, but I'm going to bring my hands together in prayer position, or Anjali Mudra, resting my thumbs on my breastbone. And may you feel grounded, connected, and supported throughout the rest of your day. Namaste.